Okay, so I've been a fan of Armani Beauty for such a long time now, so when I was invited to their masterclass, I was really excited to see what they had going on. The class really emphasized on the new Neo Nude collection, which includes this fusion powder, which comes in 12 shades, and they say that it's like your skin but better. It's very sheer and it's beautiful, it reflects the light, and I'm absolutely obsessed with it. For this video, I'm going to be doing half my face with the new fusion powder and then the other half of my face with the Luminous Silk Foundation, which is an all-time favorite of mine, both in shades 5.5. I've already done my normal skincare routine, but before I do my makeup, I'm just going to apply a little bit of the ARBONNE Hydrating Dew Cream. I find that it's helping a lot with all of the dry spots in my skin. After that, I'm just going to pop on a little bit of my Bite Beauty Agave Lip Mask. What's really interesting about this product is that it doesn't say foundation in the name. It's called the Neo Nude Fusion Powder. They explained to us in the masterclass that it is in fact a foundation and it's very lightweight in coverage. It does come with its own brush, which is excellent for touch-ups when you're traveling. Best way to apply it is with the KABUKI brush using a stippling motion, not necessarily that back and forth motion that you would do in your eyeshadow, but just like dab it into the product. Otherwise, you're going to hit pan really fast because this product is very powdery. What's really cool about this formula is that it is powder to liquid, but again, it's just really lightweight, so your skin really shines through. If you need extra coverage in any areas, I would suggest you go in with your concealer, but otherwise, it's just nice to kind of see skin sometimes and not foundation. So I'm just going to be applying this to half of my face using circular motions with the KABUKI brush. Now on the other half of my face, I'm going to be using the Luminous Silk Foundation. I'm just going to be applying that from the back of my hand with my Mercier sponge. This sponge is amazing and I love how it just stretches the foundation over my face so that it's not too cakey. On any areas where I do want a little bit more coverage for my foundation, I am just going to take that sponge and pat it into that spot. So for example, just around my nose or around my mouth where I have a little bit of discoloration. Both foundations do a really great job at evening out my skin, but I definitely get more coverage from the liquid foundation versus the fusion powder. What's going to be the most helpful in bringing my look together and making my skin look really glowy and healthy is concealer, but that's a whole other thing that we'll get to in a second. I'm going to be grabbing my liquid contour. So I'm just going to dab it all along my cheekbones, along my jawline, at the top of my forehead, and then I'm just going to be blending it in using my fingers. Moving into blush, taking the Armani Neo Nude A-Line blush. This one is in the shade 51, which is a really pretty raspberry pink shade. I'm just going to be dotting it along my cheeks and then blending it in with my fingers. What I really like about this blush though is that it's very buildable. Next up, I'm going to be using two concealers. I'm going to take the NARS one and just apply it under my eyes because this one is a little bit thicker, therefore more full coverage, using the Mercier Flawless Fusion. This one is really awesome because it feels like a second skin. It's just like very lightweight and radiant, but it still has the coverage that I need. I've been doing this trick that I learned from Goss, who is one of my favorite makeup artists. He just kind of conceals the areas on the face that are a little bit darker. I'm going to leave the link down for you guys below. Using my fingers, I'm going to be blending in all of that concealer, and the reason that I like to use my fingers is because it makes it look like skin and it makes the whole application a lot less cakey. So taking that same sponge, I'm going to be using into my under eye concealer just to pat it into the skin. This is the area where I feel like I need the most coverage. Once everything is blended, I'm going to be taking my favorite Mercier product. This is the Secret Brightening Powder. It is amazing for the under eyes. I'm going to be grabbing the Fusion Powder in shade number 8 and the KABUKI brush again. Just going to be using this one as a bronzer and brushing it all along my face in the areas where the sun might hit. I'm just going to do my brows. I'm also going to curl my lashes and start working on my eye makeup. This is the YSL Full Matte Shadow in the shade 3. It's kind of like a cool taupe. It looks a bit purpley on me just because my skin has a lot of yellow to it. I'm going to just dot a little bit along my eyelid and then using my finger, I'm going to blend it in. I'm using the YSL eyeliner here. It's a really awesome product for the waterline and I like how it doesn't budge. Then using a stiff eyeshadow brush, I'm going to be dabbing it into the darker brown shade and running it a bit along my lower lash line just on the outer corners to help define my eye a little bit more. I'm going to add a little bit of highlight using this NARS cheek palette. It has 3 shades inside of it and I like mixing all 3 shades together. Quick coat of mascara, a little bit of lip liner. This is Max Whirl. And then taking the Armani A blush, I'm just going to be dabbing it on my lips for a little bit of color. Overall, I'm really happy with this look. I think that it's very natural. I like how both sides of my makeup applied. I have to say I was really impressed with how my makeup wore throughout the day. Even at the very end of the day, both sides of my face were still on. The one side of the face that had the fusion powder, you could see a little bit more of my freckles and my skin coming through it versus the side that had the liquid foundation, but Both sides look really, really good. Honestly, I'm super impressed. And yeah, that's it. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you guys in the next one.